Hi ladies, I'm trying this again because it didn't work earlier, but I'm coming to you live from the Olive Grove today to talk about flow. So many of you that have been in touch with me are experiencing anything but flow, as I understand, and I want you to take a moment to think about what flow means for you, how you would personally measure it in terms of your feeling and in terms of your business. Because flow is different for everybody, but I know for me and for many of my clients, flow is about feeling alive, feeling inspired, feeling connected, feeling that things are easy and feeling that you can just go and do it. And it also is about having results. I know things are in flow when I see results in my business, when I see things coming to fruition, when I see an easy flow in the direction of creating what I want, getting things done, instead of dragging myself to sit down and market or create the right content or say the right words. That flow state just has me effortlessly in the energy and vibration of creativity, and it's just in tune. It's not forcing. Hi Francoise, good to see you here. So that's my dog, by the way, taking a little stroll. He's always in flow. So talking about being in flow in our business, really what we're looking at here is flow is our natural state. It is your natural state to be in that feeling of aliveness, connectedness, in tune. And as I see it, the more we are connected to our wisdom, the more we are following and acting on that, rather than getting lost in the insecurities, then the more flow we're actually experiencing. So I want to give you an example. Sometimes we don't know when we are operating from insecurity, and we don't know what's keeping us out of flow, but we just know things are a struggle, something feels tough, something's not easy, we're not seeing results. And so when that's occurring, it's kind of good feedback and a wake-up call that you're making things complicated, or you're overcomplicating things to the point that it's not feeling like flow. An example I was going to share with you is I was speaking to a woman last week who applied for a private call with me, and those private calls I have available this week. And she applied for a private call with me, and when we were talking, we really unveiled one of her insecurities that she didn't know was getting in the way. But she knew it was stopping the flow, and that insecurity was showing up in her sales conversations with prospects on discovery calls. What would happen is she would get a whole influx of people coming forward, but on the call, at some point during the call, she kind of gave up. She wouldn't go any further. She felt it was difficult to invite them to an offer with her. And if there was any sign of objection, she let them go. So this is a very innocent mistake, right? But it's a real indicator of how we stop our natural flow. We get lost in insecure thought about being salesy, being pushy, maybe not being good enough. And so we kind of back away from what we've got to offer. And I know that's what was happening for this particular lady. And so in the context of our conversation together, hi Beverly, lovely to see you. We really uncovered that was something that was keeping her out of flow, keeping her away from the flow in terms of results and income. Sometimes you don't know what's keeping you out of flow, okay? And that's why I've opened up these private calls to give you the opportunity to go deep with me, to explore and really unveil anything that's keeping you out of flow, because flow is your natural state. And I'm interested in connecting you back to that natural state as quickly as possible, because I know from that natural state you will create. You will go and do what you say you want to do. You will open up the floodgates to opportunity, and most of all, you'll feel in tune. You won't feel icky. You won't feel depleted, tired. You won't be worrying about coming across salesy. You'll be on fire with what you've got. So if you'd like to explore having more flow more of the time, I invite you to that private call with me that's available this week. And I'm going to post the link below. But for those of you that can't wait to get on, you can go to gracefulcoaching.net/speakwithgrace/ and fill in the application form there. This call is also going to determine if we're a good fit to coach together. So whilst you will be uncovering everything that you need to get back into flow, we're also practically looking at what, is there support needed? And if so, what could we do together? So one of the other things I wanted to share on today's video is around the fact that people experience flow coming and going. And I know that was my experience for so long. I would get a taste of flow here and there, kind of sporadic. And it wasn't until I had that deep insight and wake-up call on where my experience was coming from, and when I discovered and learned more about the principles behind success, that I began to see more flow more of the time. So I'm no longer a believer in sometimes it's there, sometimes it's not. And I really want to share that with you all, because I think it can be easy to fall into the trap that flow is something that you get now and again, that you get sporadically, that you can only have a little bit of, and that requires your full attention. I know for me in the early days, I thought that flow was coming from my mindset, was based on my mood, was dependent on my circumstances. So a lot of my experience of flow initially came from needing to read the right books, stay in a certain frame of mind, pay attention to my thinking. And that was effortful. I mean, ultimately, when I look back, that was the thing that moved me away from flow. Because I was putting so much mental effort into trying to stay there or not lose momentum. I've uncovered a different way completely. Part of that way involves us moving back to wisdom, and the other part is very much based on these principles behind success that I love to share with you and my clients and wherever I get the opportunity. So I now know that flow is not something that comes and goes and is not dependent on you reading the right books or taking the right course, being in the right state of mind. So again, if this is speaking to you, let me know what you hear on the comment below. Tell me what your big takeaway is. And if it's drawing you to connect with me more deeply about this, then please do go ahead and fill in an application form to speak with me this week. There is nothing that really should be stopping you from being in flow, especially with your business. But I understand that when you're left to your own devices and you're buying into the idea that, there must be something fundamentally wrong with your mindset, then it can really look like flow isn't available for you. So I hope this has been helpful. Please let me know what you're hearing, and I look forward to speaking with you very soon. Lots of love and ciao from the Olive Grove.